Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Tuesday, December the 12th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions for me, you can use this email address. This is the link to get into our free trading room. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to participate. I share my screen all day long. I get live on the mic right around 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And I go to 3:30 most days, Monday to Thursday, and 3 o'clock on Fridays. This is a link for a subscription to Trade Ideas. There is a promo code there for an instant 15% off. All right. Well, what a day! What a day! All I can say is that if you're not aware of what's happening in this crypto market, it is quite astonishing. Now, I did not. Riot is the one I obviously should have been in. I had a big day yesterday, another fantastic day today, taking a little bit of a header right now. The reason I chose XNet yesterday was because at one point, these two, XNet and Riot, were almost the same price a couple of weeks ago. And it was kind of fun in the room. We were actually having a horse race between the two of them to see which would end up higher. So I just, I really took the XNet. I took it yesterday. If you were in the room yesterday, you know that I did trade it out. And I thought, well, maybe it's just really lagging to Riot. But anyway, I cannot complain. I ended up getting back into XNet yesterday. Actually, it was around 14.55. And of course, woke up this morning to this delightful little pop in the pre-market. Was holding. It moved up here, and so I ended up selling some at 16.25. Remember, that's from 14.55 yesterday. Moved all the way down here, and then as it came back up, I sort of re-added to my position a little bit more at 16.25, and then had this beautiful rise. I sold some right here at 17.85, and I still have some left. I don't know where the story is going to end up, but I still do have some left. I'm actually trying to hold out to see if I can get back up to 20. I don't mean today necessarily, but so that was that trade. That was really good. But this is another one that just completely set the tone for me this morning. Now, I did not get as much out of this as I probably should have, but that's okay. Yesterday was the first day in which I had taken a pre-market trade for a while, and today was the second in a row. Took this PTI. I got in at 5, where was it? 5.11, right here. That's close enough. So it had pretty good news. It looked like pretty good news anyway. Here, I'm just going to get the symbol linking. It had pretty good news. Let me just reload this so I can just quickly look at the news. Yeah, so it had pretty good news, and also some analysts put a $13 price target on it. Not that that really mattered to me, but the news seemed to be pretty good. But also, the way it was holding its own in the pre-market, and so I thought, you know what, let's just do this. It was over the whole number. Now, one of the things is somebody said, well, don't you usually short these little bios that and they tend to fizzle? And I say, yeah, I do, but not in the pre-market. All right, in the pre-market is where I will tend to. Typically, a lot of times, what will happen is they'll give it up, and once the market opens, this one did not. I mean, it sort of tried, but look at the move it had. Anyway, I mean, I did not make as much, of course, as I should have. I got out at 5:30, 5:40, and 5:40, 5:55. Right. Well, it wasn't quite there. I think it was when just on the market opened, actually. So got up and out in this area, but I was happy because I had a pretty tight stop on this. 5.11 certainly was not going to let it go down below 5. So I probably had about an 8-cent stop on it. So very good reward to risk. I could afford to take a few extra shares because of the tight stop. So worked out well. Obviously, I would have loved to have held some. I mean, it had a fantastic move all the way up to almost $7. But anyway. It didn't happen. Move on. LC, Lending Club. So Lending Club was a Holly alert yesterday. Had not a bad if you had it all day. Got in at 390 with a sell at price here. Exit at 390. That doesn't make sense. Exit 390. I'm sorry, the entry was 365. Of course, that didn't make sense. So, and I'm not saying it was wonderful because it did have this drop and probably would have got a lot of people out. But anyway, I did notice this, and I noticed this as it broke over 4. So I ended up taking this trade at 409. This is not a low floater. Took the trade right here at 409, and boy, look what it did. As I said, I was hoping for a relatively stress-free trade. Now this wasn't very good, obviously, but on the way up, I was able to sell at I think 426 and up in this area also, and then I basically out of the trade right around here, so a little bit over where I bought. But it wasn't a bad trade. Again, afford to take a few extra shares because the stop is so tight. I'm always loving these whole number breaks. So it was only nine. I was only 9 cents above the whole number. So you can, for me anyway, if I'm going to get out of it at the whole number or just below, that's a pretty tight stop. And sometimes I'll even get out before it hits the whole number. If I see, if I'm in at 409 and I start to see it starting to drift, 404, 403, usually that's when I get out. I'm thinking, okay, it's probably going to break that whole number and it's going to drift down. If I get out and then it pops back in, up again, I can always get back in. I mean, commissions are so cheap, I can always get back in. Anyway, this worked out really nicely on a percentage basis. So that's it. I mean, those are the only trades I took today. I mean, really like that. To be honest, I don't like to. In the old days, I used to only take about 3 or 4 trades a day, and that was it. I'm forced to. I don't want to say forced to, but obviously being a moderator of a trading room, I'm kind of looking a little more, scouring a little bit more, and I'm probably taking more trades than I would normally like to. But I mean, if I'm going to point out trades that are interesting to the room, I probably should take a few of them anyways. A few of them, but 3 trades for me today was excellent. All right, just going to shut this down, get back into the room, bring up the capture program. There we go. So if you want to send me any emails, this is the email address or any questions, this is the email address you can use. I open the room at about 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Again, you don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas. And we don't ask for a credit card or anything. We just ask that you create a password, a username and a password one time, and then that's it. And I'll open the room at about, sorry, this is a subscription link if you feel compelled right now to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas with a instant 15% discount either on your annual or a monthly, first month only subscription. And again, I'll open the room tomorrow at about 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll share my screen and get live on the mic all day. So everybody have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.